Alright, alright. I don't usually do this kind of thing, but like the 911 More Final video, the finale of the September collection, I think the meaning went over a lot of people's heads, and it's like a lot of people didn't really understand the meaning behind that video. So this is kind of like a director's commentary. It's not really scripted. I'm just explaining my own interpretation, my own meaning behind this. If you want to interpret it differently, that's fine, but this is what I was intending to go for when I made this video. So, yeah, in case you don't know, I used to make yearly videos every September 11th, poking fun at the event, and this was like my final send off to that. So, anyway, let's roll. So this is just going through all of my past videos in the September collection. Just reminiscing over it, and I think the best one was probably easily the Obama made it into Smash one. I think I put a lot of effort into that. Like, I opened up Gmod, and then my friends were like, "Oh, you're recording that fucking 9/11 video, aren't you?" I was like, "Yep." Oh man, yeah, and I was like, one of the big reasons why I just kind of gave up was because I know I couldn't top that. It was just too good, I think.
And who could forget the masked man that could? In the words of the agent, he flew so good.
In retrospect, I kind of wish I wrote this a little better, because it's some really bad prose, like some shitty ass Dr. Seuss tier rhyming. Yeah. Side note here, but the reason I chose American Pie as the background music is like, it just feels like a really good sentimental song, like, it just feels really sentimental, like it's a send off to something that you really care about, and in this case it's the video series. So, and on a side note, it's like, I always think of the Weird Al Star Wars parody before the real song. But yeah.
For as much fun as it is taking aim at this plight, in this day and age, for many.
So with this verse, I was basically saying that, like, in this day and age, you can't really get away with making edgy jokes like this anymore, because you'll basically get canceled. The whole fucking cancel culture thing. And it's like, you're pretty much accountable for everything. Heck, me making this fucking video is a huge risk in itself, but I'm fucking making it anyway. So yeah.
One slip, one remark, if it reaches an ear. Make one mistake, and there goes your career.
I don't think anybody identified who this person was over here. That's James Gunn, and you know what happened to him? He got like a mob went after him, and they tried to hold him accountable for like some really old jokes in the past, which he's since moved on from. And even though those jokes that might have been like in poor taste were really old, he still got fired anyway. Like, it doesn't matter how old it is. People don't care about time. They'll just cancel you no matter what. And that's, like, pretty fucking scary. It happened to James Gunn. I mean, he eventually got signed back on to Disney to direct the new Guardians movies, because, like, everybody realized how fucking stupid that was. To, like, try and fucking cancel him for shit he said way in the past, and since he's moved on from, he's realized that shit he said, that it wasn't that great, but they still fucking went after him anyway. I don't know why, but, and that just goes back to the main point I was trying to make. Like, in the past it was like kosher to make these kinds of jokes, but now you can't, because like the more people on the internet, and the more people will like find this kind of stuff sensitive. So, that's why.
The edge must be dulled and the knife thrown away. Even
comedy equals tragedy plus time. You know, I still kind of believe in this. Like, if something's gone long enough, then you can make fun of it. I mean, that applies for everything, really. Like, nobody gives a shit if you make Titanic jokes. And, like, when it comes to 9/11, it's like, I don't know, that's still a relatively new thing, you know? It's like, you know, certain people are, like, different. They react differently to this. And you gotta, like, when you make jokes that are like this, you gotta keep other people in mind. Like, you gotta have your thoughts for them. Think what they're thinking, you know. You can't always just do it for yourself, you know. Like, if they're not laughing, they're not laughing, you know. I don't know. I just got some kind of satisfaction out of making fun of it, but you know, I guess if I waited a bit longer, it would have been fine, but I guess not, you know.
over time does not matter today. Most can agree when it's all said and done that the loss of lives amuses no one.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, I don't think, like, the loss of lives is, like, fucking funny. It's the whole spectacle of the event. It's fucking ridiculous. Like some dude flies a fucking plane into a building. It's so fucking stupid and over the top the spectacle is. It's just like, it's so stupid. Why would you do that? There's so many different ways you could accomplish that without having to fucking kill yourself. But he did. Like I say here, the joke is that terrorists are fucking idiots. That's the joke, not the loss of lives. That's terrible.
Only so many times you can quip about planes. Only so many puns before nothing remains. Lots of reasons to quit, and some even fears.
The main thing about this is, like, the fears is, like, the fear of, you know, fucking being cancelled and that shit. That's the main thing that I meant with that.
But the main reason is...
Yeah. When it comes down to it, like, the main reason that I quit...
out of ideas.
Okay, the main reason that I quit was that, like, I'm out of ideas. There's, like, only so many things you can do with a fucking plane flying into two towers, and I've been doing this for, what, 7 years? I did it for 7 years, and I just ran out of ideas. I can't top anything after the fucking Osama going into the smash one. It was fun while it lasted, but, you know, everything's gonna get put to a rest, you know? There's only... Everything dies. Just like in Sonic and the Black Knight, you know? Everything dies, gotta live life to the fullest. You know, one thing I actually regret with this is not making the end fly into the towers as, like, a last cheap joke. Like, you know, it's a lot of 9/11 jokes are cheap. Like, oh, it's a plane flying into the towers, and, like, that would have been a funny, like, last send-off. But, you know, what can you do? Anyways, thanks for listening. If you think any lesser of me after having made this, then I'm sorry, but, you know, I wanted to explain it. And for the most part, this is all true. And, you know... sorry for the unscriptedness. It's just kind of a ramble, but yeah. Thanks anyway for listening. And in the future, you know, hopefully I'll make things that are funnier than this shit. And yeah. See ya.